What's up, guys, and welcome to the weekly Q&A. To kick things off, we've got two questions about the Han Solo director shakeup, so let's start with Craig, who asks if in the wake of all this, does Lucasfilm even care what fans think? Because let's be honest, we're gonna go see the films anyway. I do think that they care, because I don't think that fans are going to go see every film just because it's a Star Wars film. Because if they put out just crap movie after crap movie, eventually we're going to stop caring. We're going to stop going because we just won't like the direction that our favorite franchise is headed. And now I can already see people in the comments going, well, The Force Awakens and Rogue One were crap movies. And to that I say, that's just like your opinion, man. To me, I enjoyed them both greatly. I didn't think they were both masterpieces, and to expect every Star Wars film to be a masterpiece is just not realistic. I think what's more likely is that every year we're going to go and we're going to have a lot of fun at the theater. We're going to talk about this new movie, but only every once in a while will we get something that really blows us away, like an Empire Strikes Back. We just can't expect that every single year. And so just to answer your question, yes, I do think that Lucasfilm cares because from a business standpoint, they have to in the long run. Shush also asks what I'm most looking forward to in the Han Solo film, and here is where I have to be honest and tell you right now, kinda nothing. With Lord & Miller, I was excited to see them produce an action comedy. That is something that I don't think we had seen in Star Wars before. I mean, yeah, they're action movies and there are comedic elements, but I was expecting to see something different, a new genre in Star Wars, and I just wanted to see how that went. And now I don't think we're going to get that. And so yeah, if I'm being totally honest, I am concerned for this movie. I've always been skeptical of it, and like, do we need to know Han Solo's backstory? Probably not. So everything is just so up in the air right now that there is nothing that I'm looking forward to. But on the other hand, I think that's a little unfair to judge a film before we've seen it, or even a trailer or a teaser or any footage of any kind. Like, once we see teasers, I will probably get more excited. But okay, you know what? One thing I'm still looking forward to, no matter what, is I'm excited to see Donald Glover's take on Lando Calrissian. Peter Constable wants to know what I'm most concerned about when it comes to The Last Jedi. I guess my answer is just the standard, like, I'm afraid it'll be too similar to The Empire Strikes Back, the same way that The Force Awakens was similar to A New Hope. I don't think that's going to be the case, because Rian Johnson has insisted that he's made something very unique here, and I think that they were playing The Force Awakens very safe, and now that they've gotten two films under their belt, I think The Last Jedi is going to be going off in a different direction. So I don't think I'm going to have that concern when I'm walking to the theater, because by then we're going to have seen more trailers, more footage, like we're going to get a better sense of what's going on here and what differentiates it from other Star Wars films. Ben Stoneman asks, what is the canon answer to who shot first? If you want to get really technical, I would say that the most canon answer is the latest version of the film in which Greedo shoots first and Han does that goofy dodge out of the way and shoots back. However, there have been new canon adaptations in which Han shoots and Greedo doesn't at all. So to me, I just say pick what you like the most. Personally, I of course like Han shooting, Greedo not shooting at all. Like, I like the cold-blooded kill of that. I think it provides a really cool character arc for Han Solo in A New Hope. But to each his own, man. Richard Beebe wants to know about Dagobah and claims that it exists in a different state and time, which would solve the problem of how long Luke trained there. I don't think it's ever explicitly stated, but it is insinuated that time passes differently on Dagobah. It's like a nexus of the Force. The Force is very strong there because of all the wildlife. And Luke says that when he lands on the planet, it feels like a dream there. And again, one of these new canon adaptations kinda hints towards something weird going on there. Pablo Hidalgo has tweeted a little clarification that, yeah, maybe time is handled a little differently on Dagobah, but again, it hasn't ever been explicitly stated, and Pablo's tweets can be used to clarify things here and there, so right now, I would say, yeah, it's probably likely that Dagobah exists in its own unique time, but if a new story comes out that completely contradicts that, we have to go with the story over a tweet. Chandler asks if I think Rae Sloane will pop up in Battlefront 2. Gosh, I hope so. I think it makes perfect sense for her to be there. If we're going to watch the Empire transition from the Empire into the First Order, it makes complete sense that she would be present because that's kind of where she heads off to in Aftermath Empire's End. We've already seen the character in books, short stories, and comics, so I would love to see her in another medium. That's it for patron questions. If you're a patron and you didn't see your question answered here, just head over to Patreon where I left you a written response. If you're not a patron, you can learn more by following the link in the description. Just $1 a month will get you access to extra Star Wars Explained goodies like monthly giveaways or audio commentaries for the films, and the combined donations really go a long way in helping support the channel. On to YouTube questions. Stirfelt asks if Luke ever had any connection to or if he used the Force while he was on Tatooine. I think the answer is yes. We see him in the comics as a very young pilot, and he's very talented, and he does some crazy things. So I think he probably was feeling and using the Force, even if he didn't know what was going on exactly at the time. Spyros Gakanis asks what my favorite TV or comic Star Wars death is. I like that question. For TV, I'm going to go with Savage Opress because it has a real emotional punch. When he dies, all that Night Sister magic kind of falls out of him, and he becomes the man he was before the Night Sisters made him a monster. And he was a good man, so to me that's very tragic for him to become who he really was in his final moments of life. That really hit me hard, and it gives me chills thinking about it. And I'll give you a comic answer too. It's kind of along the same lines, but the clones Gray and Styles from the Kanan comic had an amazing death. I loved it, and I don't even want to tell you what happens here. I would rather, if you haven't read the Kanan comic, go read it. Screen Ninja asks if there are any other prequel-era planets that I want to see pop up in The Last Jedi, kind of the way Mustafar popped up in Rogue One. I want Mustafar again because I really, really want to see Kylo Ren go and explore Grandpappy's castle. But if I had to choose another one, I would go with Coruscant. That's got to be my top choice other than Mustafar because, I mean, we technically got it in Rogue One as well, but it was just such a background cameo thing. I want to see what's going on there. I want just a little more politics. I want to see what the New Republic is all about, and I want to see the state of the galaxy and not just the state of a few characters. Griffin and Jack Productions wants to know what rumored spin-off movie I think is most likely to happen. I think I have to go with the Bounty Hunter movie only because there was a Boba Fett movie scheduled to come out. It was supposed to come out at the time of the Han Solo movie until Josh Trank was fired as the director, and then they moved the Han Solo movie up instead. So I don't think that Lucasfilm has forgotten about that idea. I think they just delayed it, and it's going to be announced hopefully sometime soon. I mean, of course, I'd also love to see an Obi-Wan movie, but just the fact that we know for sure that a Boba Fett or Bounty Hunter movie was going to happen, I think that is the most likely to be announced next. Joe Henry Ortega asks what my favorite Star Wars droid is. That's an answer that changes almost daily, kind of like my favorite starfighter, but right now, the answer is 000. The guy just makes me laugh, and I love the juxtaposition of a droid that's going to torture you, but he has the manners of C-3PO. That just cracks me up. That's all the time I have for questions today. If you want to leave a question for next week's video, just put it in the comments below, or sign up for Patreon to join our weekly Q&A discussion. If you haven't already, please like this video, subscribe to the channel, and follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. As always, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you.